Hey guys, it's Erica, and in this video I'm breaking down exactly what I spend in a week living in Tokyo, Japan. This is my most highly requested video. No, I'm just kidding. Literally no one has requested this, but I love watching videos like this, and usually I feel like they're in LA or New York, so I wanted to do my own twist to it and show you how much I'm spending living in Tokyo, Japan. And in case you're wondering how I ended up living in Tokyo, I went to law school in DC at Georgetown Law, and after my first year was recruited to come out here to work for an American law firm as a corporate lawyer. And I've always wanted to live in Tokyo, so of course I said yes. So after graduating and taking the California bar, I came out here and I've been here ever since. So here's how much I spend in a week. Starting with Monday, I skipped breakfast. I know it's supposed to be the most important meal of the day, but most days I just skip it and go straight to work. So I got some work done in the morning, and then for lunch I was craving sushi, so I went out to this place in Shibuya that's pretty affordable. The train costs $1.50 each way, and obviously everything here is in Japanese yen, but I'm just going to give you the dollar equivalent just to keep things simple. This is one of the great things about Tokyo. The public transportation system is so good. You can get anywhere you want, so there's really no need to have a car if you live in Tokyo. The sushi place is in this little alley in Shibuya, and once you walk in, everyone has their own little cubby, so they take you to your seat, and then from there, everything's done from your cubby. You don't actually interact with anyone. So you have your menu to order the sushi from, and the sushi gets delivered to you on this conveyor belt. And here's my sushi arriving. If you're thirsty, you can fill up your own tea. You just put a few shakes of the tea powder, and then every seat has its own hot water faucet, so then you pour it in, and then you have your tea. As you can see, I ate a lot. Some of my favorites are anything with salmon or tuna, and then I also love ikura, which are these fish eggs, and inarizushi, which is deep fried tofu. And in case you're wondering, they don't have California rolls. You can sometimes find them in Tokyo, but it's usually the places that cater to foreigners, so it's not a Japanese thing. My total came out to $10.69, and most places in Tokyo have a cashless option, so I just pay with an app on my phone called Suica. My train ride home was again $1.50. Then it was back to work for me, so I've been working for myself for a little over a year now, ever since I quit the law firm, and every day is a bit different, but I love the fact that I can control my schedule, and when I want sushi for lunch, I can go out and take an hour or two to go eat that sushi. I do still work pretty crazy hours, and I can talk about exactly what I do as a lawyer living in Tokyo and the different income streams I have in a different video if you want, so comment below to let me know if you're interested in that. But generally, I try to have a better work-life balance than I did when I worked at the law firm, and I try to be a good boss to myself. For dinner, I did a complete 180 and I went for pizza. I hate to say it, but the pizza in Japan is actually better than the US. This place I'd rate probably 4 out of 5, but if you're ever in Tokyo, just look up Pizza Studio Tamaki. That's a 5 out of 5. It's phenomenal. I got a slice each of mushroom and pepperoni and a garlic knot, so my total came out to $10.80, which brings my total for Monday to $24.49. I usually start my Tuesdays on a group call with my YouTube friends. Since I work alone at home, it's really nice to feel like I have colleagues. We have these weekly and we talk about YouTube, the algorithm, how to make sure you smash the like button, and everything you can imagine YouTubers talking about. Most days I try to multitask, so I'll take these calls while I'm walking on the treadmill in my office or walking outside. For lunch, I went to a food truck. The food trucks are different every day, and today they have this chicken and rice set that I like, which was $6.75. Then for dinner, I went to a Mexican place. It's really delicious. It's in the Harajuku area. I got a burrito bowl and guac and chips, and that came out to $14.85. Usually I'd get a margarita to go with that, but for my New Year's resolution, I've been trying to live a healthier lifestyle, so I've sworn off sugar and alcohol, so no margarita unfortunately this time. That being said, I know the pizza and the burrito bowls probably aren't the healthiest choices, but I'm taking these little steps. Then right after, I was out of hand soap, so I stopped by the drugstore to get some. For anything like soaps and shampoos, they always sell the bottle and then also just refills. So I got the soap itself and then a bag for refills. That came out to $5.46, which brings my total for Tuesday to $27.06. This is more than I usually eat out, but this week I was super busy and just didn't plan very well, so for the sake of convenience, I ended up eating out quite a lot. Wednesday, I was actually hungry when I woke up, so I ended up having my very bland oatmeal and chia seed combination for breakfast. It is cheap and it's quick to make, and I estimate that each serving is about 45 cents. This morning I had an early morning call, so I was up by 6 a.m. Everything I do is centered around the US, so when I do have meetings, I have to make sure that it's convenient for the US time zone. So that means it's either really early in the morning or late at night for me. The earliest morning meeting I'll take is 5:30 a.m. and the latest I've ever taken was 1:30 a.m. So it's annoying for my sleep schedule, but I really try to limit these meetings to once a week at most. For lunch I had stir fry and the ingredients cost $8 and made 4 meals, so the cost is about $2. When I first came to Tokyo, I had just graduated with over $200,000 of student loans, so my meals were much more like this. My cheap breakfast, and then I'd bring a home-cooked meal to work to save money, just because I was much more strict with my budget since I had this goal of paying off my student loans in 2 years. But now that I've paid them off, I'm a bit more relaxed about my budget and value convenience and am sometimes willing to pay a premium for it. Since I didn't plan very well this week and didn't do a proper grocery shopping trip, I do still want to show you what the inside of a grocery store looks like in case you're curious. This is a fancy one. I try to avoid this because, as you'll see, the prices are quite outrageous. For 3 fancy looking strawberries, it's about $14.50. I've never bought these and I never will. I refuse. These apples are about $6.60 for one. Avocados are about $3.60 for one. I actually can't remember how much avocados cost in the US, so I'm not sure if these are super expensive or not. I'm curious if you'll let me know in the comments what they cost in your area. This is me pretending to buy an avocado, but I can't bring myself to pay that price, so it was just for YouTube. Back to my day, so in the afternoon, I needed to go get new masks from Uniqlo. They have the most comfortable masks, and I wanted more black ones, so I rode my bike over to the nearest Uniqlo. Most of what I wear is from Uniqlo. I like that they keep things very simple, and I don't really care about fashion. I don't like spending money on clothing, so Uniqlo does the job. The entire checkout process is cashierless, so you just put your item in the bucket, and it automatically detects what you're buying. My masks were $9.80 for 3. Then for dinner, I went to this pasta place that's a pretty good deal. It comes with pasta and salad for $10.80. I also decided to treat myself to some strawberries. I went to a slightly cheaper grocery store than the one I showed you, so the pack of strawberries was $6.80. That brings my total for Wednesday to $29.85. For Thursday lunch, I was craving American cornbread, so I baked these, courtesy of my mom's American Care package, so the cost was $0. Then I had the leftover stir fry again, which was $2 for that portion, and then my strawberries for dessert. This is another luxury I probably would have never bought while I was still paying off my student loans. Fruits in general are just really expensive in Japan, so I don't eat them as often as I'd like to. Definitely not daily. For dinner, I went to a salad place. It's so expensive and I cringe every time I have to pay for it, but it is delicious and I caved. It's called City Shop and they let you choose 5 different salad dishes, and the salad was $15.30. That brings my total for Thursday to $17.30. On Friday, I got this frozen eggplant dish from a French grocery store called Picard. That was about $7, and I made some pasta to go with it, which is probably around $1. Then for dinner, I had my $2 leftover stir fry again, so my total for Friday was $10. Then on Saturday, I had my leftover stir fry for lunch again, so $2. And for dinner, my husband brought home a few things from the grocery store. He got me sushi, which was $5.88, plus potato salad, which was $2.88. So the total for that, again, pretty uneventful day was $10.76. Sunday, I decided to take the day off to get out of the city and just relax with my husband. We try to do this probably once every other month or so, just to get a change of scenery. Before the trip, for breakfast, I had a banana smoothie. I like to put frozen blueberries and coconut flakes in there. The banana was $1, and the coconut flakes were courtesy of my mom's American Care package, so with the blueberries, I'm estimating the total is $1.50. Then I also had this spinach thing that I baked. The package comes with 4, so each one comes out to $2. For the day trip, we decided to go to Kamakura, which is about an hour drive outside of Tokyo. Since we don't have a car, we just rented one for the day. In Tokyo, there are tons of parking lots where you can just rent a car for the day or by the hour through this app, so we got this little pink one for the day. The car rental and all of the tolls came out to $54, and then parking was kind of expensive. It was $22.50, so my half for car and tolls and the parking was $38.25. It would have been much cheaper to take the train out there, which is possible, but we just like the convenience of going with a car, so we pay the premium for the parking and the tolls in the car. Besides the occasional day trip, the only other time when we need to drive is when we're going out to Costco. which usually happens once every other month or so. For lunch, I had picked out this okonomiyaki place that had really good reviews, and we had a feast. We got okonomiyaki, which is, if you don't know, like a savory pancake. Then we also had something called monjayaki and then yakisoba. They cook it all right in front of you, and the total for this feast came out to about $25, so my half was $12.50. Then we spent the rest of the day just walking around and exploring. It's such a cute area and just a different feel from Tokyo, much slower paced. Then for dinner, I was still pretty full from lunch, so I just had a Hawaiian Cobb salad for $5.89. The total for that Sunday with my day trip included was $60.14. That brings my total for the week to $168.91. In terms of spending, it was a pretty average week. Some weeks I plan better, so I eat more at home, and the day trip doesn't happen that often, but more or less I'd say spending is average. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the thumbs up and please comment below if you have any questions about Japan or want any recommendations for Tokyo specifically. I have a new personal finance video on this channel twice a week, and you can also follow me on Instagram where I post almost daily. If you want free stocks, be sure to click on my link below and you'll get your free stocks for funding your account. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.